Utah offers some amazing locations to go fishing year-round, and if you're lucky, you might catch a big one. The rules for setting a catch record are changing this year, so here to give us the rundown, Randy Opplinger, the sports fish coordinator for the Utah Division of Wildlife Resources. Randy, thanks for being here this morning.
Yeah, thank you.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So I understand with these catch rules, we're taking away some categories, we're adding some categories of fish. Why are we changing the rules in the first place?
What we're really going to do is we're going to archive some of our fishing records.
Okay.
So our fishing records are obviously just a record of the largest fish that people have ever caught here in Utah. And there's a lot of people out there who like just chasing the largest fish that they can get. So what we're doing when we're archiving these records is we're basically taking some of our records and we're just no longer going to accept records for those, but we're going to still have them up on our webpage with the idea that people could still see those records. And we can still acknowledge the people who caught those fish.
Yeah.
And people could just see what's out there.
That's kind of a lucky catch. If you're one of those people who has an archived record, your name's going to be up in lights for a little longer than it might have been previously.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I understand we're adding a couple of fish to the mix this year. Is that correct?
Yeah, we're going to pull some fish off and we're going to add some fish to the mix.
Okay.
So basically the fish we're pulling off are going to be some fish that we no longer have here in Utah, some species. And the idea behind that is, you know, people go out and they try to pursue these record fish, but if we don't have them in the state anymore, there's no reason for people to go out and get those fish.
Got it.
The next group is a group of fish that are native non-game fish. So these are fish that basically the public doesn't generally know about. These are your little minnows. And the idea of having a fishing record out there, people sometimes go out and they chase some of these fish, but a lot of these fish aren't very abundant in the state. We just don't want people going out there and fishing for them. And then the third group, and this is where we're adding some records, are in our cutthroat trout. And there's a little bit of history behind that. So for cutthroat trout, historically, there's throughout the West a bunch of cutthroat trout, just subspecies. And what we did is we mixed the cutthroat trout kind of around the state. If you go back in the 1800s and early 1900s. And what we've done is we've kind of tried to straighten that out over the past couple decades, where we've kind of got back to the original 4 subspecies of cutthroat trout that we originally had here in Utah. So what we're doing is we're archiving all of our cutthroat records, and then we're splitting them out from there and creating a different record for each subspecies of cutthroat trout we have here in the state.
Got it. So kind of bringing us back to our roots, restocking those fish that are native to Utah, right?
Yeah.
And then I guess this would give people an opportunity to catch things they might not have heard of before.
Exactly, yeah. This gives people an opportunity, particularly the cutthroat, to get a little better
Yeah.
appreciation of the different subspecies we have. So we got the Yellowstone, like Bonneville cutthroat trout, a Bear Lake cutthroat trout, and we also have a Colorado River cutthroat trout. So it gets people
Awesome.
kind of understanding where they are in the state and the importance of those species.
Okay, a little more variety for people if they're looking for those records.
Exactly.
When somebody like catches the big one, you know, they're like, oh, this thing is great, I must have hit a record here. How do they submit that for review?
What you can do is you can find more information on our webpage, so wildlife.utah.gov, and from there there's kind of a little page that tells you just how to submit a record.
Cool, awesome. And then I mean, a lot of this is really, we're talking to the diehards here, you know, but just really quickly for people who might want to get into it, you know, in the coming year, what would you recommend?
You know, what I would recommend is just getting on our webpage. You can find some more information on just where you can go and just where the fishing is great right now and how to catch fish.
Awesome. Randy Opplinger with the Department of Wildlife Resources. Thanks so much for being here. As always, more information online, abc4.com/GMU.